Welcome back. Well, Bahamian entrepreneur Toby Smith is accusing the government of having one set of rules for Bahamians and another for foreigners. Smith, who proposed a $32 million restoration of Paradise Island's lighthouse, initiated legal action against the government last year after he claims he was granted a valid Crown land lease only to have it put in jeopardy after government allegedly began negotiations with Royal Caribbean Cruise Line for the same parcel of land. Now tonight we have Mr. Smith in studio to elaborate on his ongoing plight with the government. But first, let's take a look at the interview he did yesterday with Eyewitness News. Sadly, the controller's in party mode already. Okay, so let's go to Toby, since he's actually here. He can recap his story for us. Toby, welcome. Good to have you on the show. Good to be here. Hey, good to be. I guess you're supposed to say good to be here.
It is very good to be here. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm glad you're in
celebration mode. I'm in celebration mode already.
Congratulations, you're almost at 3 years already.
Yeah.
So yes, thank you for inviting me to be here. I appreciate it.
All right. So Toby, talk about your story, because obviously you're a lighthouse keeper of the Paradise Island Lighthouse, and of course the Beach Club. Tell us a little bit about this whole debacle, because the issue of this really is you were granted go ahead from government for this parcel of land,
yes.
Crown land.
Yes.
And then after Royal Bahamian came along and said, listen, we want to do a deal, $80 million worth of deal. We want that land as well. Government then stopped what they're doing with you and went ahead to proceed to grant them approval for the same portion of the land that they had given you.
You're exactly right, Clint. So just a quick recap, because I'm sure a lot of people have heard the story before of the past, but it's been a long journey. I appreciate the compliment that you offered in it being such a long journey and me being determined to get to the top of the hill. So what happened was that on the 12th of April 2012 was when I started the application process, and that became about because just sitting up in the top of the lighthouse, I go up there to give thanks and meditate. And it was that if somebody doesn't fix this lighthouse up, then who is? And I thought maybe that person could be me. So I applied for the Crown land, which was 2 acres around the lighthouse and 3 acres down on the beach for the development of a beach club. So at the lighthouse itself, we're offering to completely restore the lighthouse free of charge. It's not to the Bahamian, there's no bill for the Bahamian public, there's no bill to the government. And at the lighthouse, there'll be an access dock so people can get there safely, have a historical tour, have some delicious food, some cool drinks, and be able to go up in the lighthouse and appreciate our history. It's the oldest lighthouse in the Bahamas, the oldest lighthouse in the West Indies. It's 203 years old.
Wow.
And I decided, it would be a great project to restore the lighthouse. And then on the Beach Club, we're going to have a separate dock which would allow Bahamians access to Bahamian Crown land and be able to have greater beach access. It's a diminishing commodity. Bahamians know it more and more. They don't get the option to be able to visit the beach. It's hard to find parking. You got to pay for parking. You get towed, and we get run, right? So there's enough of that. I'm tired of seeing in Crown land ushered in to foreign investors. So just to qualify it, I am looking to put the investment into the development of the beach club and the lighthouse, and I'm ready to start now. But what's happened is that the government have given me a Bahamas Investment Authority approval in 2018. They offered me a memorandum of understanding in 2018, which I signed, sealed, and agreed to. And then they came along on the 7th of January 2020 and offered me a lease. They gave the offer, they proposed it to me, I accepted it on terms, and it was notarized, signed, sealed, witnessed. I mean, my dog witnessed it. What more they need, right? Mm-hmm. And then I gave it back to them on the 9th of January. Now, interestingly enough, then I got wind that Royal Caribbean were trying to get the same Crown land. So I went to the Prime Minister. I had to camp out of Parliament and ask him, what's going on? I hear whispers that you're offering the Crown land to Royal Caribbean. And he told me right to my face that we're not about to compromise the terms of your deal with Carnival, Royal Caribbean, or any other cruise line for that matter, Toby. Just wait until the 2nd of March.
So you said they wouldn't compromise?
No, he gave me assurance he's not going to compromise. But Matt could say anything, right? And these politicians will go out and offer you a favor and tell you they're going to promise you the moon. But when it actually comes down to delivery, then it's a different story. But I got it all in writing. So they then I got wind that they are offering it to the Crown land to a foreign investor, being Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines, and I took exception to that. So I buzzed down and I met with their lawyer. And I asked their lawyer, what's going on? He says, no, we're not. I said, I understand you're applying for 10 acres of Crown land. He said, we're not applying for 10 acres, we're applying for all of the Crown land over on Paradise Island. And who are you? Just one man with a stick? So I said, all right, but now I'm one man with a stick. With a great lawyer, I got Wayne Monroe QC on the case. I filed in May last year, and so it's already been a year now, and I'm just waiting on my court date to show the government what time it is.
You know, what's interesting is it's a classic story of we made a commitment to you, we promised, we signed an agreement with you, but something wonderful came along that we believe is better, and we're not going to honor that agreement with you because this is better.
We're just going to walk away from it. Just going to completely walk away from it and tell me literally that all of those approvals that I have are not worth a piece of paper that's written on, right? But papers catch you out because Royal Caribbean and Physical Planning announced that they're going to have a public virtual meeting on the 28th of April. And people are free to come in and peruse the file.
Correct.
Prior to that town meeting. So I went in there and I perused the file. And that allowed me to connect the dots. Because in there is a letter where if you compare my Bahamas investment approval from 2018, then you could see on the 26th of February 2020 that their written approval in principle, where available, Crown land is available, and say, yeah, man, no problem, we'll give you what you want. So they could deny it all they want, but it's in writing and it's on the file at Physical Planning. So it confirms exactly what I suspected, and being as it was on the 26th of February 2020, it was 1 week before they signed the heads of agreement, the deal they can't get done for the sale of the Grand Lucayan and Grand Bahama. So now I suspect that they're trying to tie in the sale of the Grand Lucayan, the deal that the chairman of the Bahamas Hotel Association said is a bad deal for Bahamians, I think is what he said. Yeah, the bad deal for Bahamians. So they're trying to push that agenda and tie in that they want to get all this Crown land over PI. So I'm saying, no, I'm not having that. I'm standing up with other Bahamians, and I'm asking other Bahamians to stand up with me to support, not only allow me to have the Crown land and have the lease on it, but we need more Crown land for farming, for beekeeping, for solar farms, for whatever it is that we need to do. Bahamians need access to Crown land.
What was the government's reasoning behind trying to take the land back or move you further down to a different location? Why you believe the government would not allow you to go ahead and proceed with the agreement?
Well, I understand that Royal Caribbean want the exclusive over there. The Royal Caribbean have announced that they'll figure out a special rate for Bahamians. So a foreign company that takes billions out of the Bahamas in revenues is deciding when Bahamians have to pay them to use our own Crown Land beach and when we can go to visit it when their ships aren't in port. And to me, that is just outright cultural segregation. Perhaps they have other motives of segregation, but I don't agree with it. Bahamians should be able to have access to Bahamian Crown land.
I want to take a break. When I come back, I want to begin this segment with a response from Minister Dionisio de Aguilar.
Lovely.
We called him and we asked him today, what's up with this? Did the government do what Toby's saying the government did? And if so, why? His answer, be an interesting answer. We're going to hear his answer when we come back after the break, and then we'll allow Toby to respond to it. You're watching Beyond the Headlines. We're back after this.
You work hard to provide for and protect the ones you love. However, life can present unexpected challenges. Who you call in times of need matters. Insurance Management is a Bahamian-owned company that has been serving our community for over 40 years, offering a wide range of coverage for all of your personal, professional, and commercial needs. When life happens, rest easy knowing that our skilled and experienced agents are there for you in your time of need, so that you can get back to what matters most. Insurance Management. Nobody does it better.
There's more than one way to ride. With the Matrix ICR 50, we can have it all.
Now I can connect and stream from all my fitness apps, not just one.
Take on virtual courses.
And watch all my favorites while my ride flies by.
The Matrix ICR 50. It's more than a studio cycle.
Introducing the new Slices and Sticks from Little Caesars, an unexpected combination. 4 slices of pepperoni pizza, 8 Italian cheese sticks, and 1 crazy sauce, only for $9. Didn't expect that one, right? Grab the new Slices and Sticks at Little Caesars Oaksfield, Carmichael Road, or East Street South in the Pineapple Plaza. That's 4 slices of pepperoni pizza, 8 Italian cheese sticks, and 1 crazy sauce, all for only $9, and only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.